right. I can do yours, Johanna. Joanna. Why can't I say that name right now? Joanna. Joanna? Or is it Johanna? It's probably Joanna. I'm going to call you Jojo. Okay? Jojo. Because my brain doesn't work today. But it doesn't need to read because I just channel the message. Okay? So, gotta jump. All right, Jojo, you are going through a big awakening right now. So what that already tells me is that a lot of things are feeling a little bit difficult, or you don't have a lot of motivation to do like all of the things that you once had motivation to do, like the day-to-day things, the 3D things, that you're more kind of wanting to be spiritual. You're more wanting to get to know yourself, have those deep relationships. What do your guides want you to know? What do your guides want you to know? All right. Energy for November. All right. So right away for November, because like the card that jumped out was just kind of letting me know that you are going through this awakening period. So you are stepping into your fullest version of yourself. Now, in the month of November, what you already started experiencing in October is some clearing of bad karma. So this doesn't mean karma like when people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, karma will get them. It's like past life things, ancestral karma, things that you need to clear out in order to clear out your lineage line so that cycles aren't repeated all of the time. So there's been a lot of tests, like relationship tests and fights with different people in order to see if you are going to repeat those same mistakes. What is happening with that is that it's ending up making you feel like two different people. There's this big duality happening. So you're feeling like you are awakened on the one hand. And when you have those moments, you're like, oh, I'm there, I'm in it, I'm awake, and I know my path. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the day, it's like, I'm lost. What am I doing? Nothing's working out for me. So your guides are acknowledging that, yes, that is kind of going to be the theme for November, unfortunately, but they want you to have faith, no fear. I know you have glimmers of this. So they're showing me how you have these glimmers of the faith. Like you're like, everything's going to work out. I know it. But then also it's like these big crashes, and in order to find a little bit more balance for the month, they want you to simply like meditate, some more mindfulness, reflection. They're definitely wanting you to journal on your goals, journal on even like everything, the things that bother you, the things that come up. And especially because they're like stirring up the bad karma, they're going to want you to acknowledge the things that are coming up, because your body and your mind and your soul are all trying to clear out this karma. And in doing so, it's uncomfortable, but you're going to move through it a lot quicker if you do the work. So by doing the work, I mean, stay mindful, do the meditations. Guided meditations are your friend. You could even do like guided meditations for trauma therapy, guided meditations for ancestral trauma release, different things like that. I do have meditations on my channel, so you could always check those out, but there's so many just in case like, my voice doesn't resonate, which is totally cool because the goal is just for everyone to get to that spiritual place. There is that ancestral pull happening. Ancestors are going to be a great resource for you, especially you have these angelic spirit guides, but then you also have these ancestral guides. The ancestral guides are the ones that are going to really ground you. So that's what they want for you. I hope that helps. Focus on that for November, my love. All right, Natalia. Hello. All right, and John. Hi, John. John, do you want just a general reading? And then Natalia, did you want a reading as well? General reading, kind of knowing end of the year stuff, or please any message? A general. Okay. All right. For Natalia. All right. And since you guys are some new names, I designed this oracle deck myself. So all of the messages that come through, it is a very unique reading, very that you're only going to get through me because I designed the deck myself. All right, so we're first going to do Natalia. Guides, what messages do you have for Natalia? They want you to know. Challenges. Here. All right, so Natalia. So right now, your guides are kind of acknowledging that you are in this space of feeling not rooted. So you're very much feeling like anything could be possible. You're feeling very airy. So like point B, the air card. So you're finding kind of like some freedom in thought, freedom in goals. You've kind of like put yourself in a box a lot of the times, and you are like kind of letting yourself out a bit more. I do see like along with that, so beautiful, your throat chakra is open. So it's like you're finding your voice. You're finding who you are. You're finding your voice. You're speaking up for yourself. Your guides are acknowledging that they are so proud of you for that. And also that the magic is coming. So they want you to know, because it seems like you are a very results driven person. So they understand that you are putting in the work. They understand that you have kind of released control. You are having faith in your guides. But you also are like, okay, I've been doing this. Like, well, can you please like at least give me a sign? Like, you're always asking for signs. They are giving you the signs, but they're also saying, we acknowledge that what you're doing is right. The magic is going to come. Manifestation is going to come. There's a few things that you're looking for changes in your life. Like I asked kind of like challenge wise, we are showing love partnerships. So either like you are trying to manifest love or you are having issues in your relationship, but they are acknowledging that. And I'm kind of getting that you are looking for that twin flame, looking for that perfect connection, that person that completes you. And right now, they just simply want you to focus for the rest of the year, anyways, on rooting, aligning, integration, kind of the same things you've been doing, and just have that trust. They're kind of like saying, please don't give up on us. Hang in there. We are so proud of you. That's like the overall message from your guides. I hope that helps. Twin flame. Yeah. And of course, I do longer readings, guys. Like, depending on how many people are on here, I try to give you as long as possible, but I also want to get to everybody too. So I do have people who book readings off of here. So if you ever are interested, just let me know. You can email me. Like, I'm like nothing too formal. Just email me, be like, hey, I am interested in a reading, on a full reading, and we can like, plus it's fun because we're getting close to January. So we could kind of do like a year spread and layout, all right, but you're very welcome, my darling. Okay, going back up. So John, you would like to know if you and Shar will get back together. John and Shar. John and Shar. John and Shar. All right, I'm going to look at where each of you are. John, Shar, relationship. Oof, oof, oof. A lot happening here. All right, John. So I am looking at, okay. All right. So you've been experiencing some ancestral karma. It looks like historically that your ancestors have kind of struggled with secrecy. And this doesn't necessarily mean horrible secrets. Some of your ancestors, bigger secrets than others, but also just like needless secrets, like where it just feels like your partners feel like they're not getting to know you. Like, what's on your mind? Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you open up? My secrecy card came out. And off of that ancestral pull. So that's showing me that you kind of are repeating the same patterns with Shar. That's the space you're in. So there hasn't already been like healing. Now, she is in a spot where she is kind of in a self-sabotage, fear of failure, and not listening. Wow, both of you are dealing with some karma. Both of you are trying to right the relationship cycles that have been happening with your parents, with your grandparents, going back really far. So these are things like lessons that you've wanted to learn and that she came to this planet to learn. So she's kind of in this space right now of trying to discover herself. And I know your question was simple, like, are you going to get back together? But that's not how my readings work. I'm going to tell you what your guides tell you because your guides want the best for you. So I did ask, like, together, you guys together do have this beautiful chemistry to achieve. Like, you're both driven. You both could have a very successful life together, but they're very focused on this stuff needs to be cleared. Okay. You can't keep, yeah. So I guess, so part of the problem also is she wants to see that ambition. She wants to see that drive. She kind of got worried that maybe she had more ambition than you, that you didn't want more out of life. And it kind of freaked her out. So she started like seeing things that weren't there, like accusing you of things that maybe you weren't even doing, but you're a little secretive. Like even though, and you don't like to be accused. So you shut down. And to her, that was like confirmation that those things were happening, if that makes sense. So I do see the possibility. We have many different timelines, that we can end up going on, our highest, our lowest, middle. So there is a timeline where you guys reconnect, and probably a lower vibrational timeline where you reconnect and it still doesn't work out. But if you want this to work out, I really want you to start to dig into your relationship issues and be honest with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and try to just kind of become the best versions of yourself before you come back together. Hope that helps. All right. All right. So we did Natalia, Tiger Lotus. Hello. Avalon. Hello, my darling. Avalon. All right. So reading. Oh, you did ask a question. Hold on. Does Robert agree with my gentle goodbye? I kind of left the door open for the future, but still showed a boundary. Avalon, I remember you from last week. Why are we still questioning what he thinks? Why? That's all. Okay. We will see. All right. Does Robert agree with your gentle goodbye? Does he agree with the gentle goodbye? I feel like he doesn't see it as a gentle goodbye. He sees it as what it is. So he kind of feels like you are not actually letting go. This is not the end of you speaking to him or reaching out. It's showing like ungrounded, not connected with the earth, kind of just showing, like a little bit all over the place. Like he's getting these messages of, a roller coaster of emotions from you, and is kind of just putting you in that box of that type of woman with the ups and downs in the relationship. And sometimes they're exciting and sometimes they're too much, and kind of like, he doesn't want anything to do with that. But also he kind of, I feel like, like he really has done a lot of work on himself. So he kind of feels like you still aren't being honest with yourself about the relationship that you two shared, because our trickster card's coming up for you, which means that you aren't being honest with yourself. Yeah. It's like your heart chakra is very blocked right now. My heart card, it was upside down. So you've had a lot of trauma and hurt. So you've kind of boarded up your heart and blocked everything off to others. And in doing so, now you're caught up in this narrative of a safe person that you've already kind of gone through things with, and you feel like, well, he won't hurt me. So it's like you also have made the relationship bigger than what it was. So that's how I feel like he is interpreting those things. Because I hope to still reunite one day if we align. I didn't do it because it's what I want, but more like it's needed for this point in time. Yeah. I think that like, obviously matters of the heart are very complicated, right? So all I know is that the vision that they're kind of showing me with him is that he did do work on himself and he is in a better space than he was when you were with him. That's good because, again, different timelines, you have the ability to come together on different ones. But it doesn't seem like you are really looking at yourself and looking at the relationship clearly. Um, can you guys hear me? Am I not, is my feed okay? Yeah, okay. I know, it told me that. So I stopped talking actually. Because it gave me a little notification that it was, that my connection was unstable. And I didn't have like my wired internet cord in for some reason. Okay, because our Wi-Fi here is just terrible. So annoying. Okay. So Avalon. What I was saying was that you are being called to like step back, take in the big picture with your life because it's like you are too focused on this and you may miss other opportunities that are presented to you. Um, I do see that there's something coming up, some sort of significant date to you. So that, like a birthday, anniversary. And maybe that's like stirring some stuff up for you a little bit. But we need you to kind of ground and like put in the work, do meditation, get yourself nice and grounded, get yourself feeling more vibrationally in alignment with the person you want to be in order to be back with him. Okay. And that's what I'm going to tell you today. All right. All right, my lovely Avalon. I hope that helps. All right. Tiger Lotus. Any messages in general? Tiger Lotus, Tiger Lotus. I'm glad you're working on it, my love. Okay, Tiger Lotus. Guides, angels, what messages do we have for Tiger Lotus? Tiger Lotus. Okay. So, Tiger Lotus, you're very welcome, Avalon. You are in this beautiful space of awakening where your talents are really emerging. You are kind of stepping into the things, like you're understanding the things that light you up. So we all have like certain things that when we do, we feel like we're vibrating at our highest frequency, and other people see that. So like when we are doing those things, other people pick up on it, and it's sort of like, everything snowballs, like all of the good things snowball. Like same thing when we're like in that negative space, and things can snowball also in a downward spiral. But you are in the space of being able to achieve kind of whatever you want right now. And the cool thing is, I feel like you either are thinking about leaving your job, or thinking about, or you have already left it, because I'm getting my loyalty and commitment card upside down, and I immediately felt like that was in the space of work rather than like relationships, because I feel like all of this stuff is stirring within you, and it's like you want to do something that lights you up. You are in this like quest of understanding spirituality, understanding yourself more, like understanding all of these things that, these topics that make you want to rabbit hole down them and like really research. And that's beautiful. It looks like this space that you're trying to get to is coming. I feel like you've identified what lights you up, and you've identified your talents, and you had reached a breaking point with what you were doing. You were kind of sick of the 3D, and you were like, I am going to, like, I don't care about money and stability. I'm going to pursue what I want to do. And your guides are letting you know, like, the magic is on its way. Right now, like you are in flow towards that. The only warning is like because you like things to happen quickly, but you also like you want to control the things that happen. So you're trying to force things, like even if something appears, you're like, oh, this is it, this is the sign I've been waiting for, this is the person I've been waiting for, and so you're trying to force it even though it doesn't feel like it's like flowing. So they're saying like allow the flow. They really need you to focus on what is easy. They want you to ease into everything because you've already taken these steps to change your life, and the universe also stepped in and kind of did some big uh, upheavals as well. So now is the time to really drill in, do self-care, practice self-care, pay attention to the things that light you up, that create that fire inside of you. And that is going to be how you know you are on that right track in that flow. I hope that makes sense. Let me know. You're very welcome. Yeah, I do feel like you have something artistic with you. Like there's very like an artistic creativity coming out of you. Okay, good. All right, I think we are caught up. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the general reading that I promised. All right, general reading for the collective on this beautiful 11/11 as we ground down into that manifestation energy. What messages does Source have for the general collective? If you have found this, what do they want you to know? You did not find it by chance. All right. So, like, definitely a lot of things are coming out for the general collective about work in general. So, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with wanting to be the person they thought they should become, which is kind of more 3D, and then also with the new person that they've arrived at. So, they're feeling a little bit out of balance and like at this point of breaking. They're at a crossroads with a lot of different areas of their life. Source is telling you that it is okay to basically to disappoint others. It's okay to be a disappointment because you're not really a disappointment. It's just the people that think that you're disappointing them it's really because they don't understand the spiritual path that you're on in this spiritual journey. So Source is trying to get you to a space of understanding your own talents, your own powers, and wants you to follow that, whether that be ending a relationship. There's some endings coming as a collective. Like if you're finding this, there are some calls and pulls to end some things, like if you've been on the fence about leaving your job or, and that has been just pulling at you. If you're the person like hearing that and you've reached your breaking point, your guides are like, do it, push the eject button, right? Yeah. Don't worry necessarily about trying to force connections with like more like your soul tribe. Like you don't need to worry about like people who, like if, for example, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's like very 3D and you are like, oh my gosh, like I can't do this. She's talking about my breaking point. I need to cut off this relationship. That may be true, but there's this like caveat, this like little warning that everything that's done that you leave, if you leave a relationship, if you leave a job, make those decisions solely on yourself. Make those decisions solely on you excelling and you vibrating at your highest frequency and that things align with you. Do not leave in search of something better. Okay. That is not the right energy that Source wants you to have on this journey. It's more of an empowering journey. And then the other things are going to fall into place. Okay. Thank you. That's our collective reading for 11/11, kind of like big stuff. Hi, Claudia. All right, Claudia. Claudia, I would appreciate a read. What do my guides suggest I heal my abandonment and betrayal wounds? Well, that's a big one. All right, let's see what comes out. All right, so Claudia's looking to heal. Let's take a look. I think a cat hair on my lip. And I hear my cat outside the door. All right, Claudia, we're going to look specifically at healing for you. Claudia. Guys, how is it best for Claudia to heal? Betrayal. Okay, so Claudia, you are in a space of repeating, looking for someone to come in like this white knight on a horse and fix everything. You are searching for perfection in people, perfection in your career. My twin flame card is coming up. So the tricky thing about twin flames is people get in this mental space where they think that there's somebody who will complete them. And it's sort of like, I always explain it like when everything in life isn't going great somewhere and someone's like, okay, I'm just going to move. I'm going to move to Florida. Hi, Juliana. Yeah, I'm trying an evening to see, because I want to do evening and afternoon. I wanted to see how many people we'd get on here. So it's like when people say, I'm gonna move to Florida and everything will be fine because everything bad is happening to me here in Mississippi. Like everything is bad. And by doing this move, everything's gonna fix itself. And your guides are kind of like, you keep having these same issues come up. So you need to fix them within yourself. It can't be fixed on the outside by someone coming in and just fixing everything, especially things like money issues. I do see that you have karmic worry about money, that's part of it. And your abandonment, it really all kind of ties together under right now. They're saying security. Like you want to feel secure. You want to feel secure in your job, secure in your relationships, but nothing in life, like your guides right now are saying, like nothing in life is guaranteed. You have to feel secure and safe within who you are so that you know that anything the world throws at you, you are good. Like you can handle that, because also anything that's thrown at you is good because it's trying to redirect you to where you need to be. In terms of abandonment, I feel like you have been on this spiritual journey and there has been some clarity that's coming through. So if you want more on that, they're saying you could do guided meditations to heal your inner child. So inner child work could be a really good one, because that's kind of when those abandonment wounds started, was when you were young. But they're deeper than that too. It's like it's ancestral karma. So it's cycles. Like your mom experienced abandonment, your grandmother experienced abandonment. So it's this need to find security, and just things are repeating themselves. So heal your inner child, do some inner child work, okay? And then it looks like if you just allow this to happen, everything else that you're trying to heal specifically to have a better life, to more be in alignment with your goals. You're just kind of sick of the low vibrational BS, right? And I do see that you are on some sort of knowledge journey. So either maybe there's been a push for you to go to school, continue schooling of some sort, or get a certification of some sort that feels like that will help you be more in alignment with the type of career you want to have, like you're trying to pull yourself up out of. And I also, it looks like my astrology cards coming up, which makes me feel like if there's something significant around like dates for you to, because it's tied in with this knowledge journey, like schooling and things like that. So I'm thinking, all right, okay. So they just said anniversary of a loved one's death. So there may be a part. So if you have an ancestor that like they died in November, December, um, this I think is their way of kind of connecting right now and saying, hey, I've been trying to work with you because I'm trying to heal our family ancestral karma. Um, Let me know if that resonates. Even if maybe you don't know the birthday, like ask, or not the birthday, the death day. You could always ask like family and stuff, but there's a particular ancestor that you are meant to be speaking to, journaling to, and it kind of like a lot of this abandonment and things like that are tied up in them. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yes. All right. So I have Aruna, you joined, and Juliana. Did you want to ask any questions? And then Claudia, let me know if that made sense. Okay. Okay. You're very welcome. All right. All right. Aruna and Juliana, are you still here? Okay, awesome. You got it. All right, Juliana. Advice or guides have for Juliana. Ooh. All right, so I do show you just recently, like coming into a situation that feels very new. So usually when this and this card popped out, so my originality, innocence being green. The reason that I like made that card like that and phrased it like that is because this is something that is entirely new. So, either usually if it comes out in like more of a career space and like when we do our bigger readings, it's because someone has like for the first time in their life they're unemployed, or for the first time in their life they're maybe like starting a career, brand new career, like completely outside their comfort zone. So basically where you are just like this new deer trying to walk, and it feels like things are very new. Could also be relationship, and sometimes that's like if people are newly divorced, maybe you just had a long-term relationship and you're newly broken up. So there's something that's brand new, that is helping you really shine as your highest self. Your solar plexus is wide open. So our solar plexus, our sunshine right at our belly button. I always explain it like people walk into a room and, if you had a sunshine like on your belly, you'd shine your light upon everyone and everyone would be like, oh my gosh, who's that? And everyone looks. So you are stepping into this space that is helping that like really warm up and shine. Yeah, sacral chakra too. So not only are you feeling more confident in your skin, but you also are feeling very connected creatively through your soul. So your soul is really wanting to taste everything. That's what I'm hearing. And like your soul is wanting to taste life, do yummy things. And it wants to basically dance with you, so your sacral chakra wants to experience travel and experience new foods and new music and things. So you're kind of having this like big awakening happening within you that wants to like, similar to like that, when they say like looking at everything through a child's eyes, where everything's like, woo, 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 like you're seeing life brand new again. Very exciting. Yeah. And it's all just coming off of like a spiritual awakening. So this year has been very profound for you. You've had quite a few tests and realizations that your guides are acknowledging they're proud of you. They're proud of you for following that in order to have these better things come along. They are showing me, is this in the future? All right. So I think that this is future. So they're saying to have faith in love. So if you've been trying to like manifest love, or if maybe you just started a new relationship and it feels like a little rocky, that could be right now you are on the right track to have this wonderful, warm, loving relationship. And they want you to have faith. The only reason why this wouldn't work out is if you continue your own cycles of seeing things that aren't there. So tricking yourself, sort of self-sabotage, and getting in your head too much. Like I see that you do tend to get in your head a lot. So they're saying like, you've been doing good. Yes, the year has been hard. Like we're not saying that it hasn't been hard, but you are doing good in rising to those challenges and moving through those occasions. So they want to make sure that this person that's introduced to your life, this new chapter of love, that either it's new or it's coming, but stay in the space of awakening, stay in the space of trusting yourself, and stay in the space of wanting you to shine. Not like, I feel like sometimes you get lost in your relationships. You get lost in pleasing people, and it's almost like you dim your light. So this person is going to help you to shine because they aren't scared of that. They're not intimidated by that, which is awesome. So I do think that it's going to be a very, very good like 2026 for you in terms of feeling fulfilled. That's what I'm hearing, like feeling fulfilled. A lot more fulfillment's coming for you. All right. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates. Thank you everybody for coming on. And if no one else has any questions, good. Yeah, good. That means that you are releasing like the last little bit of anything pent up that needs to come out. So journal it. Like take advantage of that time. Like when you're crying, like what are you releasing? The more we understand ourselves and the more we understand the blockages, the more we can kind of keep a handle on that. Thank you all for being here. I know we did 45 minutes. I'm going to try to again, do like afternoon and an evening. And otherwise, I will see you guys at noon next Tuesday. New podcast episode coming out on Thursday. Love, love, love you all. And again, thank you for being here. It's 11:11. Go take advantage of that manifestation energy. Write it down. Maybe like, write it on a piece of paper, burn a piece of paper, send your energy and your intentions into the universe, and, allow it to come back to you. Just have faith. All right. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.